Hello, good morning, everyone. Beta, in the last class, we were talking about, evolution of Indian economy. हमने ये बात की थी कि when we got independence, why we focused on industrial sector. हमारे जो leaders था, उनका thought process ऐसा क्यों था कि हम industry पे focus करेंगे? Why we focused on industrial sector? And why we did not focus on the agricultural sector according to them. ठीक है, तो उन्होंने बहुत सब कुछ बोला. They said that if India wants to grow and wants to show its power to the rest of the world, तो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि हम इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर को ग्रो करें. हम लोगों को सिर्फ उसके थ्रू दिखा पाएंगे दैट वी आर ग्रोइंग. नाउ वी वांट टू गो अहेड एंड वी वांट टू मूव, we want to move forward and we want to deal further with this debate. ठीक है, तो डिबेट क्या है? एग्रीकल्चर वर्सेस इंडस्ट्री एज द प्राइमरी moving force. The central debate. After independence, India's policymaker had to choose whether agriculture or industry could serve as the primary moving force to drive economic growth. तो अब हमें देखना था कि ठीक है, हर कंट्री एक हर कंट्री एक सेक्टर चूज करती है एंड उस सेक्टर के थ्रू वो अपने कंट्री को ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट देती है, राइट? So we had to go ahead and we had to decide whether India will be going on the agriculture path or whether India will be going on the industry path. This choice was deeply debated because it involved structural transformation, modernization, and need to balance domestic priorities and global realities. तो ये जो डिबेट था, ये जो चॉइस थी, ये बहुत ज्यादा डिबेटेबल थी ये चॉइस की. मतलब इफ यू वुड हैव गॉन विद एग्रीकल्चर आल्सो, हाँ, तो भी उतना ही डिबेट होता, उतना ही इशू क्रिएट होता जितना तब हुआ when you went ahead with the other sector, when you went ahead with the industrial sector, right? So whichever sector you would have chosen, कोई भी सेक्टर आप क्यों ना चूज करते, हमेशा ही एक डिबेट रहनी ही थी. देयर वुड हैव बीन अ डिबेट व्हिच वुड हैव बीन देयर, क्योंकि ये एक बहुत ही कंट्रोवर्शियल टॉपिक है. इट्स अ वेरी कंट्रोवर्शियल टॉपिक टू बिगिन विद. Agriculture's natural advantage. India possessed vast cultivable land and abundant labor. This meant agriculture a natural candidate for primary moving force. तो क्योंकि हमारे पास ऑलरेडी बहुत लैंड था, बहुत लेबर थी, लेबर को एग्रीकल्चर में वर्क करना इजीली आता था. दे न्यू हाउ टू वर्क इन द एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर एंड द लैंड वाज highly high yielding land. It was मतलब वहां पे इरिगेशन इजीली हो सकता था, राइट? इट वाज हाईली कल्टिवेबल लैंड, राइट? सो दिस मेड एग्रीकल्चर अ नेचुरल कैंडिडेट फॉर प्राइमरी मूविंग फोर्स. However, modernization of agriculture required mechanization, industrial inputs, and scientific techniques. But debate ये था कि, you know, if we went through the agricultural sector, we will always remain mechanized, traditional in the agricultural sector. And if we wanted to bring modernization in the agricultural sector, अगर हमें agricultural sector में modernization की जरूरत थी, at that point it was very necessary that we went ahead and we brought industrialization first. क्योंकि इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के थ्रू हम एग्रीकल्चर को मॉडर्नाइज कर पा रहे थे. डिपेंडेंस रिस्क. Relying on import for industrial tool to modernize agriculture would make India dependent on foreign exchange reserve. However, moreover, traditional agricultural method lacked indigenous industrial support. Policymaker leaned towards industrialization to generate domestic capacity to modernize agriculture. तो क्या कह रहे हैं हम इसमें बेटा? We are saying that if we didn't modernize agriculture, अगर हमने एग्रीकल्चर को मॉडर्नाइज नहीं किया, तो हमें एग्रीकल्चर में जो न्यू मशीन्स चाहिए, जो न्यू हाई यील्डिंग सीड्स चाहिए या कुछ भी चाहिए, फॉर दैट वी वुड हैव बीन डिपेंडेंट ऑन विच सेक्टर बेटा? उसके लिए हमें डिपेंडेंट होना पड़ता फॉरेन सेक्टर पे. एंड इफ वी वुड हैव बीन डिपेंडेंट ऑन द फॉरेन सेक्टर, तो उस केस में फॉरेन से हमें वो मशीन मंगवानी पड़ती. एंड इफ यू वुड हैव टेकन दैट फ्रॉम फॉरेन, तो क्या होता? हमारा बीओपी इम्बैलेंस हो जाता. सो दिस वुड हैव लेड टू बीओपी डेफिसिट और इम्बैलेंस. इससे हमारा बीओपी डेफिसिट क्रिएट हो जाता, बीओपी इम्बैलेंस क्रिएट हो जाता. है ना, because we would have had very high value of imports. Imports would have exceeded exports. BOP would have been in a deficit. Hence, policymakers leaned towards industrialization to generate domestic capacity to modernize agriculture. अगर हमें agriculture को modernize करना था, if we wanted to modernize agriculture, the best way was through industry. Strategy came. By making industry the primary moving force, the goal was to industrialize the economy while simultaneously modernize and transform agriculture, eventually achieving self-reliance. तो हमने सोचा कि we will do the reverse. First, we will focus on industry. We will bring the best, we will make the best machines within the country. And then once we have a good industrial sector, we will modernize back the agricultural sector. And agricultural sector will help us with modernized industry, will help us achieve self-reliance. International ideology and global influence, but this is something I talked about in the last class also. इसके बारे में हमने पिछली क्लास में भी बात की थी. Industrialization as primary moving force was not only internal policy preference, it reflected dominant global economic ideology after World War II. तो बेसिकली वर्ल्ड वॉर टू के बाद ये देखा गया दैट all the countries were majorly going ahead and they were focusing on the industrial sector. हमने ये देखा कि ज्यादातर कंट्रीज इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन पे फोकस कर रही थी. So if you tried to do something different, if you tried to begin with the agricultural sector, right, it would have been problematic. It would not have sent the right message, right? So World Bank and IMF influence. Global institutions promoted industrialization worldwide as a sign of modernization and development. Countries aiming for faster growth followed this model. तो हमने देखा कि जो भी कंट्रीज एम कर रही थी कि हमें ज्यादा ग्रो करना है, फास्ट ग्रो करना है, वो they were going after the industrialized sector. So for agriculture to grow, industrialization was important. Perception of backwardness. Agriculture-led economies were stigmatized as backward. India leader wanted to avoid that perception and integrate into the global industrial economy. I talked about this in the last class also. हमने इसके बारे में हल्की सी हिंट में बात की थी कि अगर हम एग्रीकल्चर से स्टार्ट करते, so people would have thought that we are backward, right? We are a backward economy. And we didn't want to reflect ourselves as a backward economy, right? We wanted to show ourselves as a global industrial economy. World War II lesson. The Second World War II demonstrated that economic and military strength depended on industrial capacity. तो एक मैसेज इकोनॉमी में चल रहा था, एक मैसेज वर्ल्ड में पास ऑन हो रहा था कि जिनकी भी स्ट्रॉन्ग इंडस्ट्रियल कैपेसिटी है, whoever have strong industrial capacity, they demonstrated better military and economic power, right? Industry, because when you grow industry, you can make guns. When you grow industry, you can make machines. When you grow industry, you can modernize. When you grow industry, you have the best technology for defense. So it seemed that industrialization, जिस भी country में industrial sector strong था, it seemed that it would automatically go ahead and lead to a strong economy as a whole. Pre-independence socio-economic consensus. Even before 1947, Indian nationalist leader and economist favored industrialization. I have talked about this again in the last class, beta. I'm not going to discuss this. We have written this down. So, the Nehruvian economy, Jawaharlal Nehru the, he believed that the foundation of modernization comes from industry. अगर हमें मॉडर्नाइज करना है, अगर हमें सेल्फ सफिशिएंट बनना है, तो इंडस्ट्री विल बी अ गुड स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट. There was a belief that boost towards modernity and structural economic change required strong industrial base. और अगर हमें एक स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज लेकर आना है वर्ल्ड में, इकोनॉमी में, then we require a strong industrial base. The consensus shaped post-independence policy and provided ideological legitimacy to an industry-first approach. So because of this, because most of the elite class at that time, the leadership class at that time, believed that industrial growth could have led to a modernized economy. Most of them had consensus over this. That is why they actually went ahead and they started with industry first approach. उन्होंने industry को focus किया. Post independence industrialization strategy, heavy investment in public sector industry was made. ये first चीज होगी बेटा कि हमने public sector undertaking में बहुत heavy investment start की. We focused on steel, machine, tool, energy, transport. Planning strategy emphasizing import substituting industrialization to reduce foreign dependence. So this is a very important word, beta. Import substituting industrialization. What does it mean? Those machines which were earlier imported, जिनको आप बाहर से import कर रहे थे, capital को, machines को, they would now be produced within the country. They would now be produced within the country instead of getting them imported. Import would fall and production within the country will increase. Import substituting industrialization. Import will be substituted through the production of the machines within the country. Okay. Modernizing agriculture indirectly through industrial input and state-led irrigation fertilizer products. तो अब हमने बोला क्या कि we are going to modernize agriculture also. ऐसा नहीं है we will not focus on agriculture. We will focus on agriculture. We will modernize agriculture through the industrial sector. By developing the industrial sector and through the modernization, we are going to go ahead and focus on the agricultural sector also. However, over time, agriculture relative neglect created structural imbalance, leading to reconsideration of its role. तो हमने देखा कि over time ऐसा देखा गया कि agricultural sector जो है उसमें एक neglect हो गया, right? हमने ये बोला था, we had said that हम industries पे इसलिए focus कर रहे हैं ताकि हम agriculture को modernize कर पाए. But over time, we did not focus on the agricultural sector. Over time, our entire focus went on the industrial sector. हमारा सारा focus industrial sector पे चला गया. Therefore, it led to reconsideration of the role. So अब हमें लगा कि अरे what happened to agricultural sector? Are we moving in the right direction? क्या industry पे focus करना ठीक है या नहीं है? We started questioning that thing. Right? We started questioning if focusing on the industrial sector was the right thing to do or not. Shift in perspective 1990 and 2000. By the late 20th century, several issues surfaced. तो अब हमने देखा कि कुछ और issues भी आने start हो गए. Agricultural marginalization. Policies and economic planning focused primarily on industry, leaving agriculture undersupported. So, क्योंकि हमारा सारा focus, everything, entire focus was an industrial sector, there was no focus on agricultural sector. There was no focus on agricultural sector. And क्योंकि हम agricultural sector पे focus ही नहीं कर रहे थे, therefore, the agricultural sector went under-supported. It went under-supported. Large dependence on agriculture. By early 2000, over 65% of Indian population dependent on agriculture for livelihood, but it contributed only 18.5% to GDP. So, beta, इसी से we understand that there was disguised unemployment. Low productivity. Disguised unemployment, which means that it is that part of the employment which, even if taken out from the sector, does not affect the output of the sector. अगर हम कुछ लोगों को एक सेक्टर से निकाल भी लें और उस सेक्टर का जो भी प्रोडक्शन है उस पर फर्क ना पड़े, then that is disguised unemployment. So we saw that there was disguised unemployment. हमें ये देखने में मिला, we saw that many people were dependent on the agricultural sector. Although our aim and focus went towards the industrial sector, हमारा सारा focus industry पे चला गया था. About 65% of the Indian population still dependent on agricultural sector for its livelihood. अपने livelihood के लिए, पैसा कमाने के लिए वो अभी भी agricultural sector पे ही dependent थे, right? Still dependent on agricultural sector, but agricultural sector contributed only 18%, only 18% to the GDP. तो उसका contribution GDP में अभी भी बहुत कम था. Market failure. Income disparity created a demand side crisis. With low rural purchasing power, there was insufficient demand for industrial good. This cyclical imbalance limited growth. तो अब देखा गया कि what has happened is, because majority of people they were dependent on agricultural sector. ज्यादातर लोग एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर पे डिपेंडेंट थे और ये देखा गया कि यही एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर एक्चुअली यहाँ पे जीडीपी जनरेशन लो थी. बेटा, लो जीडीपी जनरेशन का मतलब ये हो गया कि इनकम लोगों की लो थी. लो इनकम मींस डिमांड वाज लो. Now, when they will not demand because they don't have money, तो automatically demand for industrial produced goods was low. अब industries तो बन गई, but nobody is demanding their goods. So automatically less income generated. In the industrial sector. Less income generated in the industrial sector. समझ में आ रहा है ये पूरा सर्कल? So income disparity created demand side crisis. With low rural purchasing power, there was insufficient demand for industrial goods. This cyclical imbalance limited growth. तो आपने इंडस्ट्री पे फोकस किया, बट इंडस्ट्री की भी डिमांड जनरेट नहीं हो रही, बिकॉज डिमांड करने के लिए लोगों के पास इनकम होनी चाहिए. मेजॉरिटी लोग एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर में हैं, वहां पे उनके पास इनकम नहीं है. सो दिस इज अ साइकिल दैट हैज बीन क्रिएटेड. Recognizing these challenges, Planning Commission, the 10th five-year plan, emphasized a historical policy shift. Agricultural will be the primary moving force from now onwards. So we realized that we were actually moving in the wrong direction. हमें realize हुआ कि हमें इंडस्ट्री की जगह एग्रीकल्चर पे फोकस करना चाहिए था. Therefore, agriculture became the primary moving force from now onwards. तो हमने बोला कि okay, we will go ahead and we will focus on agriculture from now onwards. So is it clear? This shift acknowledged that sustainable industrial required a prosperous rural economy. Very, very important line. बहुत important line है. Industry was mainly agrarian economy. India was mainly agrarian economy. क्योंकि इंडिया मेनली एग्रेरियन इकोनॉमी थी, एग्रीकल्चरल इकोनॉमी थी, रूरल सेक्टर इकोनॉमी थी. फॉर इंडस्ट्रीज टू ग्रो, फॉर इंडस्ट्रीज टू डेवलप, फर्स्ट एग्रीकल्चर हैड टू डेवलप, वाइस वर्सा नहीं. अभी तक टिल नाउ व्हाट दे वर सेइंग कि एग्रीकल्चर को डेवलप करने के लिए पहले हम इंडस्ट्री को डेवलप करेंगे और इंडस्ट्री को मॉडर्नाइज करेंगे. Now we डिड वाइस वर्सा, अब हमने इसको रिवर्स कर दिया। अब हमने बोला जो हमें एक्चुअली करना चाहिए था, व्हाट वी हैड टू एक्चुअली डू, वी स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट नाउ। सो व्हाट वी सेड इन ऑर्डर फॉर अस टू डेवलप इंडस्ट्री, इंडस्ट्री जो भी बना रही है उसकी डिमांड तब होगी अगर उसको खरीदने के लिए लोगों के पास पैसा होगा। Whatever industry is demanding, it will be demanded if people have money to buy it. And people will have money to buy it only when we develop the agricultural sector first. So, agriculture will lead industry. Industry will not lead agriculture. Agriculture will lead industry. Agriculture grow होगा तो industry grow हो जाएगी. Not the other way around. So, please see this. Shift acknowledge sustainable industrialization required prospectus rural economy. So, we wanted to grow the rural economy first. We wanted to grow the rural economy first. Is it clear? Okay. So, you may be asked that why there was a shift from industrialization to focusing on agriculture first. हमने पहले agriculture पे क्यों focus किया? This is the reason. There was not enough demand when we were focusing on the industrial sector because people didn't have money. So we thought of focusing on agriculture first. ठीक है बेटा? Okay. Now let's go ahead and let us think about why agriculture regained the primary moving force status. Several factors justified re-emphasis on agriculture. Poverty and rural distress, to elevate rural poverty and raise rural income. By majority people were in the rural sector. अगर उनके पास income नहीं होगा तो they will have low demand. If they will have low demand, automatically demand of industrial products will be less. So in order to grow the rural demand, we had to grow the rural income and therefore we had to grow the agricultural sector. Inclusive growth. To ensure equitable income distribution between urban, industrial and rural agricultural sector. Inclusive means growing everyone together. सिर्फ कुछ सेक्टर को ग्रो ना करके, कुछ लोगों को ग्रो ना करके, ग्रो एवरीवन इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ जेंडर, प्लेस, रीजन, रिलीजन एक्सेट्रा. तो रूरल एंड अर्बन दोनों ग्रो हो, मेल फीमेल हर एक की ग्रोथ हो, कास्ट रिलीजन के बेसिस पे ग्रोथ ना हो. दैट इज इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ. ग्लोबल इंटीग्रेशन to enable agricultural export under World Trade Organization liberalization. तो what this is saying कि अगर हमें agriculture को export करना है, if I have to export the agricultural goods, then they have to be of a good quality. Otherwise, they will be rejected in the other country. So if we have to export agricultural goods, they have to be of good quality, and therefore I require to focus on the agricultural sector. Domestic market development, strengthening rural purchasing power would create large domestic market for industrial goods. I've told you this. Major policy initiatives post 2000. The renewed force on agriculture included several landmark policy intervention. New agricultural policy in 2000. So new agricultural policy had the following pointers. Okay. So let's just write this down beta somewhere. I am making a sheet today in which we will write policies in detail. Policies to be discussed in detail. This is not for every course, हाँ. जिस कोर्स में मुझे लगेगा कि इन पॉलिसीज की यूजफुलनेस है, उस कोर्स में आई विल पुट द पॉलिसीज in detail. So first is new agriculture policy. Okay, coming back to this. Convert agriculture to convert agriculture into a competitive and diversified sector. अब हमें चाहिए कि हम एग्रीकल्चर को competitive बनाएं, डाइवर्सिफाई करें, उसमें हम अलग अलग चीज प्रोड्यूस करें, उसमें हम हॉर्टिकल्चर को इंक्लूड करें, वी इंक्लूड अदर सेक्टर्स सो दैट वी कैन generate more income from the agricultural sector. Enable rural population to earn income comparable to industrial worker. तो जो रूरल पॉपुलेशन माइग्रेट करके दे गो टू द urban sector to earn more income, we want that the rural population should also be earning enough income. We want that rural population should also be at par with the industrial worker. Promote high agri business value addition and diversification. तो हमें चाहिए कि एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर बिजनेस ओरिएंटेड बने, वैल्यू एडिशन ज्यादा करे, जीडीपी ज्यादा ग्रो करे एंड डाइवर्सिफाई करे. न्यू एग्रीकल्चरल इंश्योरेंस स्कीम. न्यू agricultural insurance scheme. Provide insurance to farmer against risk like crop failure, pest, flood, and droughts. So usually it was seen that the major loss making issue with the farmers was that they were not getting insurance. And since they were not getting insurance, therefore, whenever there was crop failure, या famine, या flood, या drought, कुछ भी हो रहा था, under such situations, farmer lost a lot of money. And that was one major reason why they were going under debt. ठीक है, वो debt repayment नहीं कर पा रहे थे. And that was the major reason behind suicides of the farmer also. So once we provide insurance to the farmer, whenever there is a crop failure, they will get money. And therefore, they will not have to take debt for the next time. Debt cycle से वो बच पाएंगे. Aimed at reducing agricultural vulnerability. Policy. Just make a note of all of these. These should be done in detail for civil service and DEPR exam, right? For others, you don't require, but for civil services and DEPR exam, you have to do these policies in detail. Okay. अच्छा, exam policy, promote agricultural export by offering financial incentives. तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं? एग्जाम इज एक्सपोर्ट इम्पोर्ट पॉलिसी. ठीक है, तो इसमें हम क्या कर रहे हैं? एग्रीकल्चरल एक्सपोर्ट को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं और उनको हम इंसेंटिव दे रहे हैं कि आप बाहर भेजो अपने गुड्स को. वी आर गिविंग देम subsidies or we are giving them financial incentives for exporting agricultural products. Recognized agriculture as significant part of India's product export potential. तो हमें ये realize हुआ that agricultural products are very important for generating export income. Second green revolution focused on sustainable agricultural productivity, launched with an initial investment of 50,000 crore to boost food production using advanced technology. So it's very clear. Basically, first green revolution was very successful, but after the success of first green revolution, we had the second green revolution. Aim यही था कि हम agricultural productivity तो करें, but it should be sustainable. And also, we need an initial investment of, we got an initial investment of 50,000 crore for it, right? Okay. भारत निर्माण. Green revolution. First and second. भारत निर्माण. ओके बेटा, भारत निर्माण 2005. ये ईयर्स याद रखने हैं. इफ यू आर गिविंग नेट एग्जाम और डेपर एमसीक्यू एग्जाम, यू शुड रिमेंबर व्हिच केम व्हेन. उसके लिए ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप इन ईयर्स को याद करो, स्पेशली फॉर एग्जाम्स लाइक यूजीसी नेट. फॉर एग्जाम लाइक आरबीआई डेपर पार्ट 1, डिटेल में जाने की जरूरत नहीं होती है, बट यू जस्ट हैव टू रिमेम्बर कि ये इस ईयर आया, ये इस ईयर आया, और एक एक लाइन. But for papers like UPSC, IAS, economics optional, for exams like Indian Economic Service, DEPER Part 2, subjective part, usme you have to go in detail because you have to critically evaluate the policies. Okay. Comprehensive Rural Infrastructural Development Program covered road, irrigation, electrification, drinking water and housing. तो इसमें हमने basically, as the word suggests, Bharat Nirman, overall development of the country. So you're focusing on electricity also, you're focusing on health also, on education also, on drinking also, on housing also. Huh? Strengthen rural economic base and connectivity. Majorly, ये वाला part was infrastructure. Right? Mainly infrastructure, right? Not health and education that much, more on irrigation, electricity, drinking water, housing. Other program, multi-sectoral scheme for rural development, education, electricity, health, self-employment and self-empowerment. ठीक है. Expected outcome of the policy shift. तो अब हमें realize हुआ that industry is not the right place and we shifted to agriculture. तो इसका what was the expected outcome? हमने क्यों किया? What outcome we expected? First, we expected to boost agricultural productivity. पहले हमने ये किया so that one, we can increase the productivity of agricultural sector. We can increase its contribution to GDP. Second, expand global agricultural trade. दूसरा हमारा एम ये था कि we produce not only for self sufficiency but also to export to the rest of the world. हम इतना produce कर पाए कि हम बाहर भी भेज पाए. Third, rural poverty alleviation and employment generation. We should be, so once agricultural sector starts growing, we will be able to go ahead and we will be able to remove poverty, right? At the same time, we will be able to also increase the employment, right? Employment generation कर पाएंगे, disguised unemployment को हटा पाएंगे, poverty को हटा पाएंगे, rural income generate कर पाएंगे. Balanced economic growth by narrowing income gap between agriculture and non-agricultural sector. So we realized कि we can go ahead and we can balance economic growth. ठीक है, अगर हम agricultural sector पे focus करते हैं, we will be able to go ahead and we will be able to remove the gap between agriculture and industry. And therefore, by narrowing the income gap, we will have a balanced economic growth. Market failure mitigation. Rising rural purchasing power would enhance demand for industrial goods, breaking the vicious cycle of low demand and low growth. तो ये जो पूरा cycle हमने एक generate किया था यहाँ पे बेटा, this entire cycle started because there was less agricultural income. अगर agricultural income increase हो जाएगा, agricultural demand increase होगा, demand for industrial goods increase होगा, and everything will grow as a whole. Right? Structural implication. This shift highlights a pragmatic evolution of Indian economic policy. Phase 1, 1950s to 1980s. Industry first strategy to build an indigenous industrial base and modernize agricultural indirectly. तो जो हमारा phase 1 था इंडिया का 1950 से 1980 का, you will realize that that was the phase when we were focusing on industries more. उस phase में हमारा सारा focus industry पे रहता था और हम agriculture को indirectly grow कर रहे थे. We were saying कि ठीक है, when industry will grow, we will have better technology and then we will modernize agriculture indirectly. Phase 2, 1990 onwards, liberalization-led growth, which increased industrial share but also exposed rural vulnerability. तो 1990s में हमें realize हुआ कि ठीक है, हम industrial share तो increase कर रहे हैं, but rural sector is not growing. It's very vulnerable. Phase 3, 2000 onwards, balanced strategy emphasizing agriculture as the primary moving force to ensure inclusive and sustainable development. And 2000 onwards, हमें ये realize हुआ that we should be doing the other way down. We realized कि rather we should be focusing on the agricultural sector as a primary moving force ताकि हम एक inclusive growth कर पाए, ताकि हम rural sector